What's going on, guys? Lance Lynn here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Solride Surfskate, what these little guys are, and how you can use them to customize the board and make it the perfect setup for you. So today's video is going to have an emphasis on pumping, carving, and stability. So the first bushing we're going to be going over is the green. So the green is going to be the most malleable bushing we have, and it's going to come stock in all of our boards. Perfect, and that footage you just saw was filmed on a green bushing. So as you saw, the pumping generated speed really fast from a dead start. The carving allowed me to really drop into some harsh corners, and the one downfall to a green is you're a little bit less stable. So if I drop too much weight, the board's gonna wanna tip over a little bit easier. The next bushing we're gonna have up is the purple. So the purple is going to be semi-malleable. It's gonna be a little bit stiffer than the green, but it's a very good middle range. That footage you just witnessed was of me on a purple bushing. So if you noticed, after I got a couple miles per hour under my belt, I got a lot more range of motion. The board started to move a lot more. My speeds increased a lot faster. So lower efforts to generate higher speeds on the purple bushing for sure. My range of carving, once I got to those higher speeds, was the same as the green board, maybe a little bit stiffer. And if you saw the 360, once I went for that tight circle, it was a little bit shallower of a turn, but still a really deep carve out of this purple bushing. Up next, we have the red. So the red is going to be a lot less malleable than the green, bit more than the purple, and you'll notice a huge difference skipping from green to red. And that footage you just witnessed was me skating the red bushing. So if you were paying attention, it did take me a little bit before I could really generate too much out of the pump. It didn't really want to perform at lower speeds. The pumping didn't want to generate me speed at lower speeds. Once I kind of kicked it up a few gears, the board wanted to haul. I was moving really quick, and so it does take a little bit of speed before you get that bite. So this board isn't going to feel as snappy. It's not going to feel as carvy. You will have the same range of motion carving as you did the purple. But when I leaned into that carve, I kind of hit a sweet spot. The board gets to a point where it doesn't want to completely tip, but it only wants to let you turn so far. The last bushing I'm going to be going over is the blue. So the blue feels very rigid. I'm not getting much flex out of the edges at all. It is very stiff. Attention as far as pumping goes, I didn't move much compared to how much effort I was really throwing into the board until I really got to a top speed. Now the top speeds on the blue bushings are a lot higher than they were on the green and the purple. Red's pretty considerable. The blue was the fastest I had as far as pumping goes. But, I don't really get much carving out of this board. The pumping isn't going to feel very surf skatey at all. If you paid attention to how I was turning in that circle, I did have a lot of speed, so it took me a while to kind of apex that turn. But even then, it was a very wide circle. So your carving and mobility are a little bit lower on it. As far as stability goes, this board felt super grounded. I I didn't feel the board want to tip whatsoever. The blue bushing actually was stiffer than my rear truck is set up currently. I didn't tighten or loosen my rear truck for any of the setups. However, as I went up, as I got closer to a blue, I probably would have tightened that down just a little bit more. You probably saw more mobility out of the blue bushing because of how loose my rear truck was. But just for the sake of the video, I wanted to keep them all the same. And just to summarize, guys, the 3 different factors we were talking about is pumping, carving, and stability. As far as pumping is concerned, the green and the purple are gonna generate a lot of speed from a dead start. It's my choice when I'm going anywhere distance riding. If I'm just trying to ride on the beach and I wanna get really carvy, fast, snappy motions, I would go with a green or a purple. The red and the blue aren't gonna generate speed very well from a dead start, but you'll be able to reach higher speeds than you ever would have in the green and the purple. So the denser the bushing, the faster you'll go, the less you're gonna get from pumping from a dead start. As far as carving is concerned, the green is gonna have the most range of motion. It is the snappiest setup you can have. Pink is still very carvy. You can get snaps out of it. The red is gonna be a little less snappy. It's gonna carve a little bit wider. The blue, you're really not getting as much motion out of. As you saw, if I dropped a lot of weight on the front truck, I can still turn the blue, but the blue isn't gonna feel very similar to a surf skate that you may have rode previously, or it might not perform like the surf skate that you're looking to ride. As far as stability is concerned, the greens are gonna be the least stable. Not to say that it's a bad balance. I think that the green is great because you have the stability you need to be able to surf skate and get the snaps you want. But if my foot shifts too far into the pocket, if I was trying a flip trick, if I'm dropping into a bowl, I wouldn't necessarily want that. I want to trust that the board is gonna be stable when I stomp, if I'm going fast or if I'm going for flip tricks. So I would recommend a red for anybody who's trying to skate street or skate the bowls. The pink and the green are great for surf training. They're great for beginners. The purple is probably my ideal for somebody who hasn't stepped on a skateboard before. Green is the best one for surf skating because the board naturally wants to fall, toe side or heel side. And it teaches your body the motions that you need to learn the mechanics of surf skating. The blue is for a very select rider. Like I said, it's not gonna feel very surf skating when you're riding, but the weight of the rider is gonna vary the feelings and the responses you're gonna get out of each of these setups. If I'm a heavier rider, I may want a denser bushing. If I'm really light, I might not be able to get as mobility out of the blues or the reds that I would if I was a little bit heavier. So I hope this video helps you figure out what the best bushings are for you. You can find the link to the 4-pack in the description below. Hope you keep rolling. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Appreciate it.